Okay. Welcome, Mid-Manhattan Adult Learning Center, from wherever you are, whether you're tuning in from Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, uh, anywhere. Thank you for joining us. We're expecting a lot of people today. So a couple things you should know. Uh, First off, my name is Carlos Rosas. I'm one of the case managers here at Mid-Manhattan Adult Learning Center. And hopefully, uh, many more people are about to join. A couple of things that I wanted to let you know, just a quick reminder that attendance is very important. So please drop your last and first name and your teacher's name in the chat box so that your attendance can be counted and that we know that you're here. Attendance is extremely important, so please make sure that you are with us. This is not an actual podcast per se. This is a more of a webinar, kind of like troubleshooting workshop. So just to let you know, there is a podcast tomorrow. And before we start with today's webinar, just want to let you all know that if you are available tomorrow, we have a very special guest, Israel Joseph, who once sang for a legendary rock band called the Bad Brains, who were a tremendous influence on a lot of today's acts. The Weeknd, The Roots, Gwen Stefani, the Beastie Boys, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, the list goes on and on and on. Someone who was very influential in the musical scene. He will be joining us. And that will be at about 11:15 tomorrow. So I will send everybody who is present today a link for tomorrow's workshop, which will start at about 11:15 a.m. tomorrow. I'm going to check in with Mr. Nipper and see if Mr. Nipper is ready to begin because he will be leading today's workshop. Mr. Nipper, are you all set? Sure. Looks like about 3,000. I'm just kidding. I actually don't know. But there are people checking in. We've got a nice amount of people to start with. But you do your thing, and I'll keep talking up. So I did. I mentioned attendance, and yeah. So once again, in the chat section, if you're going to type anything in the comment section, please make sure that it's kind and appropriate. There's some interesting people out there, shall we say. But yes, once again, tomorrow, 11:15 a.m., interview with Israel Joseph from the legendary Bad Brains. He'll be joining us from California, talking about the band's career. The reason we're having them on the show tomorrow, they are a pioneering act. They were not only a band of all Black members, but they were highly influential in the world of rock and roll and really had changed the face of it by pretty much being the progenitors of what we call today alternative music. And their influence is the influence is very strong on a lot of today's acts. So it would be real honor if you could all join us, especially joining us all the way from California, taking time out of his day to talk to us about his career and about the band's influence on music and the state of Black America today, as his lyrics were very ahead of his time. He was talking about issues like mass incarceration and racism when it was still very, very taboo. So thank you so much all for joining us. We're going to get ready to start in a few minutes. And there will be a chance for you throughout the course of the workshop to type in your questions in the chat section. Make sure you type in your questions in the chat section, not in the comment section, because that's where we'll be looking. That would be along with your attendance. But I would ask that you hold on typing in your questions until Mr. Nipper has started the workshop, only because he may answer a lot of your questions before we even get to it. So let's give him a chance. He's got a very, very good presentation for us. We've seen it a little bit earlier today. And especially for those of you who are operating in classes without a tablet or a laptop or a computer, if you've been navigating classes by smartphone, first of all, we salute you because we know that it's not easy. But secondly, we're also here to make the process a little bit easier for you because we do know that navigating by smartphone is a big challenge. So I'm going to check in with Mr. Nipper once again. Mr. Nipper, are we all right? Okay, so folks, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Nipper, and I will have his presentation up on the screen. Once again, please don't forget, attendance is extremely important, so please drop your name and your teacher's name in the chat box. Take it away, Mr. Nipper, and I hope everyone has a good workshop.
email that I went to my first page. Let's go back. Well, in the email, you're going to get. Now, the password is case sensitive. Everybody starts out with the same password. It says your beginning password is Google123 with a capital G. So make sure that you put capital G for Google and then the numbers 123 to log in for the first time. Now, after you have logged in for the first time, it's going to prompt you or it's going to ask you to change your password. Okay? So after you log in for the first time, a screen is going to pop up that says change your password. Now, we want you to change your password to whatever you feel comfortable with. You know, change it to something that you will easily remember. And please store it in a safe place because this password you're going to need every single time that you log into the classroom. And if you lose it, we can't help you unless we're going to reset the password. Okay? And to avoid all of the resetting of passwords, just try to remember your password. That's very, very important. So please store your password in a safe place. After you have put in the password here on this screen, you're going to click this next button over here to your right. Now, that is going to put you into your email. So this is your brand new email account for D79. You're going to get a welcome email from Gmail, from the Gmail team, and then you're going to get an invite from your teacher. So whoever your teacher is, they are going to invite you into the classroom, and that's what this email outlined in red is. So for the sake of this particular podcast, I chose to use Miss Wolf's class as a test class. So Miss Wolf has sent me an invite. Okay, so Miss Wolf sent Mr. Nipper an invite, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to click on this in my email, and it's going to take me to this page. And it says, hi, Mr. Nipper. You've been invited to the class, Miss Wolf's ESL class, and the schedule of her class. Now, at the bottom of that screen, once I'm in the Google Classroom, in that email, remember, I'm just in that email, it has a join button at the bottom. Click that join button. I'm saying that I want to join a picture of the teacher if the teacher decided to put a picture there, but I should definitely see a title, okay? And this says Miss Wolf's ESL class. For instance, if it was Miss Williams, it would say Miss Williams BE class. If it were Miss Hall, it would say Miss Hall's CNA class. It's going to have a title of the class that you're entering with the schedule. So you're going to click here after you see that email. Once you click on that button, it brings you into the classroom. Now you have entered into Miss Wolf's classroom. This is what you see in Miss Wolf's classroom. You see her title, you see her schedule. Up here it says stream, it says classwork, it says people, and these are the links that you're primarily going to be using. If you scroll down here and look down under Miss Wolf's title again, you see a meet link. Now this meeting link is a link that she uses to meet with her class. So let's just say you're in Miss Wolf's class. Now Miss Wolf's class is Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 2:30. Miss Wolf might tell you, oh, we meet every day at 10 a.m. and we stay on the Google meeting until 11:30. So every day we want you to log in at 10 a.m. So what you have to do is at 10 a.m., you have to find this page or you have to navigate or come back to this page and you have to click this meeting link at 10 a.m. And at 10 a.m., Miss Wolf will be hosting her class. So your teacher will let you know their schedule. All of the teachers' schedules vary. for what we call synchronous learning. And synchronous learning is when all of you guys are learning together. So when the whole class is together. So if the class has 15 students, all 15 students log in for what we call synchronous learning. And that's when everybody is meeting at the same time. Okay? Now, it says this link takes you to the live session in Google Meets, and this is where you will join the class live. So again, the teacher will let you know what the schedule is. Now over here in red, you see I have circled where it says view all. If I press view all, it's pretty much going to show me all of the assignments that Miss Wolf has posted, all of her posts, all of her journal writings, everything. And I can scroll through everything to see everything that she's done. Now, if you're a new student coming in the middle of a class, you could ask your teacher, where do you want me to start? And the teacher could give you a date. They'll say, oh, start doing everything that you see from February 1st. And then you would scroll up or scroll down until you see February 1st, and then you would start there. Now, up here, you see that this particular page is on the stream link, okay? I selected stream here. Now let's see what we see when we select classwork. When we select classwork, we get to see all of the assignments that Ms. Wolf has posted in her classroom. Now, if I'm on this page and I wanted to go to the meeting link, let's say I came into class early. I said, let me go and do some work at 9 o'clock in the morning. The class doesn't meet until 10, so I'm going to complete my assignments from now until 10 o'clock. Once I'm in this page, I have a Google Meets link right here that I can use, okay? So I could go right here to the Google Meet link to join live with the class from this page if I wanted to, okay? Now, this is all of the assignments that Ms. Wolf has assigned, okay? And it says today's assignments, you see everything, all topics on the left side here. Today's assignments, her word wall, okay? Social emotional wellness, today's objectives, independent practice, surveys, Flipgrid, okay? So you can go through all of these to familiarize yourself with what she's doing in her class or what she has assigned in her class. And I'm sure you would have more instruction from the teacher on exactly where to go and exactly what parts of the assignments or what part of the classroom the teacher wants you to go in for the day, okay? Now, once I click in the assignments under my profile, it tells me every single thing that was assigned to me. It tells me every single thing that I'm missing. That means I haven't turned it in. And then it tells me every single done or that I have completed. So this is a very important page. This page lets you know where you stand in your class. If the teacher assigned 15 lessons and it says I'm missing 12, then I know I have a lot more lessons I need to get done. So this page is you exactly what you're missing, what you were assigned, and what you have completed or what is done. Okay? This is where you can see all of the information that you need to see. Now, this is one of the most important pages. And if you can see down here, I have outlined on the bottom of this page, I said, very important page. Okay, this is an extremely important page. Now, when you log into your email, okay, your D79 email, as we described earlier, you're going to put in your username, which is usually your name, your first name, your last name with a dot at d-79.com or d-79.com. It's going to bring you to this page after you put in your password and you have a successful login. Once you have a successful login and you've entered the email, look at this little purple triangle that I've outlined up here. This purple triangle that has 9 little dots gets you to any of the Google apps that you need that's in the Google Drive or in the Google Docs area. Now, these are all of the apps. These are all of the apps. Now, what I need you to do is click on this the 9 dots, and a box appears. Now, your main objective when you're in class, when you're in school or enrolled in classes with us, you want to be in class. You want to be in your classroom completing your assignments, or whether you're meeting synchronously or you are, and synchronous again is when you meet all together, or you meet asynchronously. And asynchronous means that you are completing work independently on your own. So if you're completing work on your own, either way, you have to come to the classroom. So that classroom is located here. So you have to go to the 9 dots after you log in, and you find and locate the classroom, which is this triangle, the bigger triangle that's down here, still on the right side of the screen. So you must log in by going into this classroom. Once in the classroom, you've seen everything else I've shown you. I've shown you Miss Wolf's class and everything. This is the way to get there the other way, meaning the first way we showed you how to go through that email where you joined the class. That was the class invitation. You don't have to continue going back through that email to get into the classroom every time. This is your main entry for the classroom. So you open up your Gmail account, you log in. Once you log in, you must press those 9 dots and then go to classroom. Now, it's very important to remember one thing that I forgot to mention. You cannot be logged in to any other Gmail accounts while you're trying to log into the D79 account. For Google Chrome, it only allows you to be open in one Google account at a time. You cannot be in 2 Google accounts. So if you're like me, my regular email account, I always just leave it open. I never sign out, I never log off. I always keep it open. Now, when I try to log into the classroom, it won't let me log into the classroom because I'm logged into my personal email. So in order for me to get into the classroom, I have to log out of my Gmail account that I'm currently in and then log into my D79 account. So that is a very, very important point. And that's, I think, what most people's problems are, is that you're logged into another account while you're trying to access your D79 account. So just remember, you have to log out of your current email in order to go forward with Google. With the Google Classroom. Now, I'm going to pause here for a second, and we're going to take and answer some questions. Miss Haska is going to come on, and if you have any questions, please make sure you place in your questions in the chat. Make sure if you've joined late, please make sure you put your first name, your last name, and your family name in the chat so we could take attendance for you. Attendance for this session is very important. And also in the chat, you can put your questions. So if I've touched on something or I did not touch on something, if I missed it, please ask your questions in the chat. Now, however, if your question is related to how to log in with a smartphone or how to log in with a tablet, please save those questions because I'm getting to that next. So the first half, we just did how to log into your D79 Gmail account on the computer. So if you have any questions, if I missed something, if I did not touch on something, please ask your question in the chat, and Ms. Sula will read those questions to me now. Are you ready, Ms. Sula? Ms. Haska, I'm sorry. Hello?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
All
you now. I'm sorry.
right. Greetings, everyone. Good afternoon. Here's one question. Okay, Mr. Nipper is going to speak about how to log into your smartphone next. There are no questions. There are no questions relating to what you just shared with us, Mr. Nipper.
Okay. So I'm moving on.
Last chance, everyone. Type your question in so I can read it. Okay. People are saying good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
And
seeing any additional questions, Mr. Nipper.
okay. Also,
I'm
if
sorry.
you
If I can
okay,
jump in for a minute.
yes.
Yeah, I'm seeing there was a couple of questions. Tiffany Fagan asked, what if she didn't get a letter from teacher yet? And Mr. Vargas asked, because there was a problem with the audio for the first few minutes,
I
he
see
asked
that
if you
now.
could repeat the first steps to access the classroom page for the sake of those who were not able to hear because of the audio.
Okay. Do you know exactly where the audio came in at? So I know where to stop?
I would say somewhere like around the 10-minute mark is when we finally fixed the audio problem. It was coming in and out.
Okay. All right. So I'll go back and he wants to go back from the beginning, you said? Or
It
should we
says
or
access the classroom page.
access the classroom page?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Mr. Rosas, do you recall what slide I was on when the audio came in?
I couldn't say, but what Mr. Vargas was asking is if you could repeat the steps to access the classroom page. I don't know if the login was necessarily an issue, but the classroom page seems to be the concern.
Okay, the classroom page.
He just rephrased. He said the first several. Yeah. Okay, from the beginning.
From the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to try to go through it a little bit quicker just for sake of time. Okay. So everyone gets an email from a case manager. And one of the questions that Ms. Sula just said was someone said, well, what if you did not get an email from your teacher? If you did not get an email from your teacher, well, the case manager is the one that actually sends you the email first. And then the teacher sends you the invite into your classroom. So if you're missing either one of those things, you need to reach out to a case manager. Mr. Rosas, maybe you can scroll our email addresses down at the bottom of the screen. And you need to reach out to a case manager so that the case manager can place you in a class. Now, if you've been placed in a class and your teacher did not send you an invite, reply to the email where the case manager sent you your invite to the class. Reply to that email telling the case manager, I did not get my invite from the teacher. And then we will straighten that out and we'll be in communication with the teacher and we'll be in communication with you to make sure that that gets fixed. So now, here is the email that we normally send out. When we send out an email, we give you your teacher's name, we give you your schedule, and we give you your d79.com email address. Now, your d79.com email address would be highlighted in yellow, and it's also going to give you the password in the first email. And this is what that email looks like. It basically congratulates you to our school and tells you all of the information that you need to know. Now, in this email, there's actually also a YouTube video. And this YouTube video walks you through how to sign on to the D79 classroom as well. Pretty much what I'm showing you now. But that is in the email, and you can watch that video at any time, at your leisure, or anytime that you are available. Anytime that you have available to watch that link, you can. Now, when you go to gmail.com, you can use any browser. You can use Google Chrome, you can use Firefox, you could use Internet Explorer. We recommend using Google Chrome because it just works better with that program. However, you can use any browser that you wish. You type in gmail.com in the browser, and over here I have circled Gmail. Now, your next screen shows that you're putting in your D79 email address for the Google sign-in. So the email address that we have given you in that email, you're going to place here. Now, you must make sure that you are logged out of your Google accounts first. So if you have a Google account that is open on your computer, make sure you sign out of that account first before you start setting up this D79 account. Okay? Once you put in the username here, you click next. And here you're going to have a password. Now, everybody's default password, everybody's password from the beginning is Google123 with a capital G. Now, this is case sensitive. So make sure you put in a capital G and then Google123. Okay? I am live on the webinar right now. You're going to have to give me a second. Now, after this, it will prompt you to change your password. So soon as you type in the default password of Google123, it's going to ask you or tell you that you need to change your password. Please put in a password that you are familiar with. Please don't lose your password. Please store it in a safe place. Now, when I say it's going to prompt you to change your password, I mean it's going to tell you to change your password. Okay, that's what the computer's going to tell you. You need to change the password. Once you change the password and you click next, it's going to bring you into your Gmail account. Now, this is your brand new D79 email account. You're going to see a couple of welcome emails from the Gmail team, and then you should see an invitation from your teacher. Now, again, back to that question, if you do not see an invitation from your teacher, please notify the case manager so that we can make sure the teacher sends you out an invite. When you click on the class invitation in your Gmail, it's going to bring you here. Now, this is basically a welcome email saying, "Hi, Mr. Nipper. Mr. Nipper invited you to this class, to Miss Wolf's class." And it's going to say to join. So make sure you click on join because that's telling Miss Wolf that you would like to join her class. So you join Miss Wolf's class. Once you join Miss Wolf's class, you're going to see a picture of Miss Wolf. Now, not all teachers are going to have their pictures, but all teachers will have a title for their class. So Miss Wolf's title is Miss Wolf's ESL class. And it has a schedule here along with her name. Now, this is what you see after you click in from the email. Okay, remember, keep in mind that we clicked the invitation in the email and we saw this. So we click on Miss Wolf's class, and then we're brought to her interface. So this is Miss Wolf's classroom right here that you see before you. Okay? Now, in Miss Wolf's classroom, you see she has a title. Up here on the top, you see it says stream. You see it says classwork. You see it says people. Now, feel free to navigate through your teacher's classroom. See what posts they've made. See what assignments they have assigned. see what classwork they're doing. Okay? Feel free. I circled this little thing down here that says view all so that you can view all of the things that Miss Wolf has posted in her class, all of her assignments, all of her journal writings, all of her classwork, okay, will be under that view all tab. Now, I circled here in yellow, it says meet link. Now, all teachers have a schedule. Let's just say Miss Wolf's class says up here in the top left, it says Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 2:30 p.m. Now, although her class is a 6-hour class, they don't meet for the whole 6 hours. Miss Wolf may have a schedule that says we meet at 10 a.m. every day and we stay on till 11:30 a.m. That is our asynchronous learning time. Now, synchronous learning means that you are learning together. So this yellow circle here is the meeting link so that everyone can learn together. This link takes you to the live session in Google Meets, and this is where you will join the class live. So if Miss Wolf has 15 students in her class, all 15 students log in at 10 o'clock by pressing this link. And when you press this link, it will take you to a screen where you see all of the students in the class and you see your teacher, Miss Wolf. That is the synchronous learning time. Now, asynchronous learning is when you are completing your assignments by yourself. When you complete your assignments independently, that is considered asynchronous learning time, where it still falls into those hours between 8:30 and 2:30, but you're not learning with everybody in the classroom. You're doing your work independently. Okay? Hope I've explained that good enough. Now, I'm going to go to the next page to show you what the classwork looks like. Now here we can see a classwork tab. So I clicked on the classwork tab and it shows you all of today's assignments. It shows you assignments from February 4th, assignments from February 1st, assignments from January, so forth and so on. You can scroll through all of those different assignments to see all of the assignments that Ms. Wolf has assigned to the class. On the left side where it says all topics, you have today's assignments. That's going to give you today's assignments. You have the word wall. The word wall is going to have all of the words all of the vocabulary words that Ms. Wolf has embedded in her classroom or given to the class. She has a social, emotional wellness tab. She has today's objectives. She has independent practice, so forth and so on. Feel free to go through your teacher's classroom. Feel free to click on all of those tabs to see what they've been doing all of that time, especially if you're just joining the class, because they've been working, ever since September, So please feel free to peruse or go through the classroom. So you can click on any link that you want at any time. It doesn't have to be between 8:30 and 2:30. You could be home at night doing your classwork. You can do it early in the morning before class. You could do it at any time. So please feel free to go through your teacher's classroom. Now, let's just say that I logged in at 9 o'clock in the morning. I know Miss Wolf doesn't meet till 10. So at 9 o'clock, I say, you know what? Let me go and complete some assignments that I missed the other day. So I come in here and I go and I complete a couple of assignments. That Google Meet link is here as well in my classroom. You can see that I'm circling it right here in the middle with my mouse. That Meet link you can click on to meet with the class at 10 o'clock. So you don't have to go back to that first page. It appears here as well. Okay? Now, Next page. If I want to know my profile, okay, once I click in my classwork, it shows me exactly what I've been assigned, what lessons, what activities or assignments I've been assigned. It shows me what I'm missing, and it shows me what I've done. So if Miss Wolf has assigned 10 assignments and it says I'm missing 5, I know I need to go back and work on those 5 assignments that I have missing. And the done is going to tell me basically what I have completed already. Out of those 10 assignments, how many are done? Okay. And if it doesn't say done, but you feel like you've done it, that means you haven't submitted it properly. And submissions, we're probably going to cover in another webinar, to be honest. It won't be done today. But submitting assignments will probably be done in another webinar. Now, I hope that everyone was able to hear me clearly. I hope that I covered whatever you missed from the audio issues in the beginning. Very important page. I'm assuming that the audio was fixed by the time I got here to the very important page. I did spend a lot of time on this previously, so I'm not going to do it again. But this is a very important page. Make sure that you log in from this page every day, noted by the triangles, the purple triangles. You press that little 9 dots, and then you go to your Google Classroom. So at this time, Ms. Haska, have we taken any additional questions from the computer portion of
Yes.
Okay.
Miss Gladys asks, I already have my address email. The problem is I can't access in Google Classroom.
You can't access in Google Classroom. Mr. Rosas, if you don't mind, you can put my email at the bottom, my email address at the bottom of this of the screen. Miss Gladys, that was Miss Gladys, you said?
Yes.
Miss Gladys, you can email me and I'll give you a phone call. Email me with your phone number. I'll give you a phone call and we'll try to walk through it together if this didn't help here. But as long as you log into your D79 email address, if you log into your D79 email address, this page right here should help you. Once you're logged in, you go to these 9 dots right here on this page, and then your classroom is right here. You click on this little classroom icon. Once you click there, you're going to see your teacher's page. Okay, you should see your teacher's classroom, and you click right on your teacher's classroom, and that should solve your issue right there. But if it does not, please email me and I will call you. Email me with your phone number and I will call you and I will try to walk you through that. I hope that answers your question.
Next question. Maimuna Diallo asks, I don't know my teacher's name.
Okay, Ms. Diallo, if you don't know your teacher's name, it should have been in the welcome email that you got from the case manager. If you did receive the email from the case manager, please go back to that email, refer back to that email, and you can find the teacher's name within that email. In case you can't find the email or the email did not have the name, you can email me as well. Email me as well. I'll look up your name, and I'll find your teacher. I'll find out who your teacher is, and we can take it from there.
Okay, next question is from Candy Iskulala. How can I get info that I attend school?
How can you get info that you attend school? You mean like if you need it for a third party outside of Mid Manhattan, if you need proof that you are attending school,
Yes.
you reach out to your case manager. So every teacher has a case manager assigned to them. You can ask your teacher, who is my case manager, and email your case manager, and they will get you that verification letter that you may need for attending school.
Okay, next question is from Nurka Chavez. I don't know how to bring my homework.
She doesn't know how to submit her homework.
Correct.
Okay. That's going to be covered in another webinar. But in the meantime, you can also email Mr. Kawili, or Mr. Rosas. They are part of the tech team that are helping students to log in and navigate Google Classroom. So, Mr. Rosas, I'm not sure if you could put your email address and Mr. Kawili's email address on the bottom of the screen. Anyone who is still having issues after this webinar, if you're still having issues logging into your classroom or submitting work, please, Mr. Kawili or Mr. Rosas, if you email them, they will help you.
Okay, the next question is from Candy again, who asks, what do I need to do if the PC I received from the school doesn't work anymore?
Did you break it? No, I'm sorry. If the PC from the school doesn't work, please notify the case manager that is affiliated with your teacher, or that assigned to your teacher. So whoever, you ask your teacher who your case manager is, email a case manager, and hopefully, I'm not 100% sure because I know we're limited on laptops, but hopefully they can work something out for you. But I'm hoping that you didn't break it. I'm hoping that it's charged. I'm hoping you have the correct charger for the unit. But if it was working before and it's just stopped all of a sudden working, you want to contact your case manager.
Next question is from Maimuna Diallo again. I did not receive an email after registration. How do I get it?
Okay, if you registered and you didn't receive an email, email me at knipper@schools.nyc.gov. I'm not sure if Mr. Rosas has put it on the bottom of the screen, but you can email me and I will find out what's going on with your registration form. So email knipper@schools.nyc.gov and I will find that information out for you.
Next question is from Dohan Del Pozo Severino. When will I receive the email, the welcome email?
You should receive the welcome email 3 business days after you have registered. So after you have registered and filled out the registration link and filled out all of the information, you should receive a welcome email within 5 days is a stretch, but we try to typically get to them within 3 days of you filling the form out. If you have not gotten one, please, again, email me. That's knipper@schools.nyc.gov, and I will look into it. Now, anyone that I'm telling to email me today, please give me until tomorrow to respond, because today is just a really busy day. But I will definitely respond to you by tomorrow if I'm telling you to email me today, because I just have a really busy day. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get to everyone's email, but I'll definitely get to it by tomorrow.
Okay, we're done with the questions, Mr. Nipper.
Okay, so let's move right along. Now we're running short on time. Time is 1:52, but I will continue going. Now, next on the list is those people that are logging in with either a tablet or an iPhone or an Android phone. So if you're using a smartphone, the process should be pretty similar. Now, my screenshots are from an iPhone, from an Apple iPhone. If you're using a tablet, it should also be similar, but the screenshots, again, are from an iPhone, but it's the same procedure. So here we can see the App Store. If I want to download an app on my phone, I have to go to the App Store. If you have an Android, I think they call it the Play Store. So if it's an Android device, you go to the Play Store. If it's an Apple device, you go to the App Store. Once you go into the store, you have to do a search. So down here on the bottom of my screen, I circled in blue the little magnifying glass, and that is your search icon. So click on the search icon, and then you want to type in what it is that you're looking for. So if you're looking for Google Classroom, you can see at the top of the screen here, I did a search and I type in Google Classroom and press enter so that I could find Google Classroom. Now, this is the one that you're looking for, the one that says Google Classroom down here. And the icon looks like this. It must look like this. Now, mine over here in red, I circled where it says open. If you don't have it on your tablet, or if you don't have it on your phone already, it's going to say get. Just like it does up here, it's going to say get. Now, once you click get, it's going to download it. Once it's downloaded, now it's going to say open. Okay? So here is the icon that you're looking for in blue over here. I mean, what I have circled in blue, excuse me. And on this side, it says open. Once I open it, oh, I think I'm out of order here. Once I open the Google Classroom, it's going to prompt me here to choose an account that I want to use. Now, you have to make sure that you are using that Google account that we sent you in the email. It's a D79 account. You have to make sure, again, remember that you must be logged out of all of your other Google accounts. You have to be logged out of all of your other Google accounts in order for this to work properly. So whatever accounts you are under, please sign out, and then you sign in putting your new D79 email account in the Google Classroom. Once you do that, this is what you'll see. You will see at the bottom of the screen here, you'll see it's very similar to the computer, except it's on the bottom. It says stream, it says classwork, and it says people. Everybody see that? It says stream, it says classwork, and it says people. The same way that it did on the other, on the computer version. Now, it's a little bit different at the top of the screen on the iPhone or on the tablet. And if you look closely, you see here, you see the camera here, but you don't see that link that we clicked on before. Now, this little camera here, if you click here, this is to attend the live stream for the class. So on your phone, this is what it looks like up here on the top right corner, that little camera button. And this links you to the Google Meets on your phone, okay? So you can actually be in the classroom on your phone. Now, hope my computer doesn't go dead here. 5%, oh Lord. I'm Miss Sula or Mr. Carlos, can you please just, while I go get my charger, can you just tell them to, for the new people, to put in their last name, first name, please, while I run to get my charger? Hello, guys?
Can you hear me? In the chat, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you place your first name, your last name, which is your family name, and your teacher's name. We want to make sure that you get credit and the school gets credit for your attendance.
I'm almost about 10 more minutes. Okay. Forward. And I need new ideas. You need?
If you haven't received information from your teacher, this goes to Lisa Daly. Email Mr. Nipper, let him know, and he will get in contact with you. Kevin Moore asks a question. Are these live YouTube sessions recorded so that I can go back and see something that I might have missed? Yes, you can. Mr. Rosas set it up that all you need to do is use the same link and it goes directly to this.
Okay, I'm back.
I was
Can you hear me?
answering some questions, Mr.
Yeah.
Nipper.
Okay, great. So am I on now? I'm back?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Sula. I really appreciate that. Okay, so yes, to answer the question, these sessions are recorded, and you will be able to go back to the link to view them. And sorry about all of the mishaps. Hopefully, we can edit this stuff out. Now, here I was explaining that the phone looks a little bit different. You can see the camera icon where it says click here to attend the live stream for the class, and this links you to the Google Meets on your phone. At the bottom, you see stream, you see classwork, you see people, the same way that you would on a computer. It's just a different orientation. Now, I'm going to back up one sec here. Now, what happened to me is I went into this lesson of Miss Wolf's in Miss Wolf's class. I went into a lesson, and I think I'm missing that slide. I don't know what happened to it, but I went into Miss Wolf's lesson that was on her main page, and I tried to edit it, or not edit it, but I tried to answer the questions. And when I tried to answer the questions, it wouldn't let me. And when I clicked on this little edit button here, it prompted me, or it took me to this page where it says get the Google Docs app. Now, if you are on your phone or if you are on a tablet, you must download the Google Classroom app, and you must also download the Google Docs app. So the Docs app is what's going to help you to edit, be able to write in the forms, be able to complete the actual work in order to submit it. So you have to have those two apps in order to complete your work. Now, some teachers will let you print it out. Some teachers will let you take pictures of it and send it to them. Different teachers work in different ways. But if you want to complete the work in the Google Classroom, you must get those apps. So you're going to get this app the same way that you got the other app. But here it prompted me because I was actually trying to fill out her assignment. So I have to, so I had to press get the app, and then it asked me, how do you want to get the app? Do you want to get it open with Google Docs? But it's telling me I have to get the app in order to do that. Do I want to open in Safari? So I decided to get the app. So I clicked get the app. It brought me here, and this is the app that you need to get where it says do Google Docs, sync, edit, and share. This is what you need here, right? So once you get this app, you're going to get it the same way. You're going to click that little search button on the bottom. You're going to type in Google Docs. Once this comes up, you're going to press get. Once you get it, you're going to press open. Now, once you have Google Classroom downloaded and you have Google Docs downloaded onto your phone or onto your tablet, you're going to go to the app the same way you would go to any other app, whether you want to open up your text messages, whether you want to open up any other game app. You're going to go to the Google Classroom app that is going to fall on your screen. Okay, somewhere within one of your screens, you're going to have Google Classroom. So find it and click it. Once you click it, again, it's going to bring you here. You must be logged out of all of your other Gmail accounts in order for this to work. You must be logged out of all other accounts for this to work. So you have to log in with your D79 email account that we have given to you, that we have provided for you. And once you click that again, you're going to come into the classroom the same way, and you'll see this same screen. Now, I'm just going to go through briefly. We're running short of time. It's already 2:03, so I have another 5 to 6 minutes, and then we'll take some questions. I'm going to go through briefly how to edit a document or how to answer the questions in a document. Now, here you can see this is, again, Ms. Wolf's assignment. What I had to do here was I clicked and this little box appeared. So because the box appeared, I said, oh, I could type in here, right? I could type in here. But it was never bringing up the keyboard or never bringing up a cursor where I could type. So when you see that it's selected like this, you cannot type in that box like that. It will not let you type. So let me show you what you need to do. For this particular assignment, what you have to do is you have to go to the actual question and you have to select it. So here I had to go to number 2. I had to make sure it was selected because you could see it outlined in blue. And also this little menu bar here on the left side lets me know that I'm on question number 2 and that question number 2 is selected. So once number 2 was selected, then I was able to actually input my answer. So it says, in this particular example, in order to answer the question, it must be selected. Notice the blue selection around the question. Also notice the gray bar next to the number 2. That lets me know which question is selected. Now, once I click the edit button, okay, or this little pen button, it looks like a little pen or a pencil. Once I click that button, it says when in an assignment, this is how you get the keyboard to come up so that you can type your answers. So you click that, and now we can see the cursor appears. Now I can see a cursor appears, and I can also see my keyboard. So my keyboard lets me know that I can type, and the cursor lets me know that I can type. Okay. So now that you can see the keyboard, now you can see that the keyboard has become available, and I can type my answers in. I'm sorry for that typo up there. Now I can do things in here. I can. You have options to change the text color. I don't know if you would want to, change the text color, but you have a lot of different choices of colors that you can use. You can change right down here. You can change it being bold. You could change the style of letter. You could fill it up with paint. All of those different options you have. And then here you have your regular standard options. Again, more options, okay? But the most important thing is that I can type now and put my answers in these columns. And here I showed a little picture of, she had an open-ended question where I would have had to type, more than just a letter or more than just a number. So I just typed in, AAA, BBB, CCC, just to show you that you can type now that you have the keyboard up. So that's going to be it for how to access Google Docs on your iPhone, smartphone, or tablet. And we will create another PowerPoint and do another webinar that shows you actually how to submit the assignments to Google Classroom. Okay, because that's a whole nother animal, that's a whole nother aspect. But I hope you've learned today at least how to access your Google Classroom from your computer, how to access your Google Classroom from your phone, smartphone, and how to access Google Classroom from your tablet. So if one of the issues that you were having was that you couldn't get in with your smartphone or you couldn't get in with your tablet, it could be that you didn't download that application. So the first things first, you have to download those apps. So Google Classroom is almost like a must. You have to download Google Classroom on your device for it to work properly, for you to get the best use out of it. Also, you should download Google Docs onto your smartphone or tablet so that you can edit and type in your answers. Are there any additional questions, Ms. Hasker?
I think
One person, Eliakim Benes, asks, I don't have a computer. How do I get one?
Okay. They're handing out computers actually today, but you had to have been on the list. The way to get on the list is you have to inform your teacher that you need a computer. Your teacher will contact the correct person in charge of the computers, and when one becomes available, your teacher will let you know. Am I correct with that, Ms. Hasker?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Mr. Nipper, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sir.
Just one more thing that we might want to mention is that all these apps that you're talking about are free. So nobody should have to worry about having to pay for any of these apps because they're all free.
Absolutely. All of the apps that I spoke about today are free, 100% free. Okay. So, and another thing I wanted to mention, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, if you came late to the webinar, to the podcast, please make sure you put your first name, last name, and your teacher's name in the chat box. Please let us know also, I'd like to know how many people have tablets, how many people have computers, how many people are using their smartphones. I just kind of want to take a tally on how many people are using what type of device in the chat, if you don't mind. And also, we have another podcast tomorrow with Bad Brains. It's a music group, very influential. Very influential in the music world. They influenced a lot of groups like the Roots, like The Weeknd. They talk very highly of this group. They've been around, doing music over 20 years, from my understanding. And we have one of the members of that group doing a podcast actually tomorrow for Black History Month. So it's going to be very interesting, very intriguing. So if you can tune into that podcast tomorrow, that would be great. Is that at what time tomorrow, Mr. Rosas?
That would be tomorrow from 11:15 to 12:15. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send out the link to that podcast to everybody who's attending today. Assuming that everybody had received the link for today's podcast via email.
Take care.
You'll also get the link for tomorrow's podcast via email as well.
Okay, great.
Mr. Nipper, there's one more question. Dafa Albadani asks, should I answer my question on a piece of paper and upload it?
Some teachers do accept you to submit your assignments that way by taking a picture or a screenshot and uploading it. Yes, some teachers do accept it. So check with the teacher to make sure that she accepts it that way. If she doesn't, I do urge you to attend the next webinar or the next podcast that we do, where we talk about submitting the assignment. I hope that answers your question. Any other questions, Ms. Hasker?
Nope, that was it. I think every student should try to go on their classroom today.
Yes, please practice, practice, practice. This link right here that you use to log on to this podcast will be available for you to rewatch it. So if you want to rewatch the podcast, if you want to pause on anything that I've said, or if you want to fast forward, if you want to rewind, if you want to, see it 3 or 4 times so that you understand it, please feel free to. I want to thank everyone that was able to log in today.
Go ahead.
I would like to thank everyone who was able to log in today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. Mr. Rosas, do you have any last words?
No, I think we're okay. Just another reminder. Please don't forget to make your your presence known by typing in your name, teacher's name in the chat box, and hopefully we'll see you all for tomorrow's podcast at 11:15. Ms.
Okay.
Haska?
Thank you, everyone, for participating.
Okay.
I hope
Well,
this was helpful.
me too.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll let you all know when the follow-up to this podcast will be.
Awesome. Okay, guys, have a great afternoon, and I am signing off. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye now.